welcome back to the Makisode YouTube channel. Today is a special one thanks to Lara Croft 8. How are you today? So based on a special request from Lara Croft 8 to show a few more details on how we demystified Rihanna's tube dress, right? The tube lace dress. Okay, that's what we're going to be doing. Now, for us to achieve that, we had to create a pattern that had an infusion of V stitches, shell stitches, and fan stitches. I couldn't find any of that, so we had to create one of ours in order to make that a reality for you, Lara Croft 8. Okay, so for the rest of you, if you're new here, do go subscribe to our channel. On a weekly basis we bring you brand new videos, you know, inspiring you on all the different possibilities of crochet, showing you how we made one of our own bespoke pieces, demystifying what one celebrity or another wore, like what we're about to show now. This is we had done this earlier on, but we just want to show a little bit more detail. Yeah, and also we simplify patterns, we modify patterns, we do all of that. Okay, so do go subscribe. We have our galleries up on Instagram. The handle for our wedding day apparel is at Makisode Weddings, and the handle for our corporate casuals and accessories you know, items are on at Makisode Models. Do well to follow, do well to like, do well to leave a nice comment, and do well to share our content. Okay, so we're going to go diving right into this one and then just walk it. So I'm going to be chaining 60, right, plus 1, right, because this the foundation chains in multiples of 15 plus 1. Okay, so I'm going to chain 60 because I want 4 of those sets, plus my extra 1. So you go ahead and chain whatever number of chains that takes you around the individual's body. All right, I will meet up here at the end of our chains. Okay, so we're here at the end of the number of chains we need, which was 61 chains. So I'm going to start by inserting my first shell. This first row is a shell row, right? I'm going to be a shell row plus a single crochet stitches. So I'm required to insert the first shell. First shell is a combination of 7 double crochet stitches, and I'm going to be putting that into the 6th chain from my hook. So 1 2 3 4 5, and this is 6 right here. So again, 1 2 3 4 5, so this is number 6. You know, you have to be sure about that. 1 2 3 4 5, this is 6. So I'm going to be inserting 7 double crochet stitches in here. 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. Okay, then I'm going to skip 2 stitches and insert a single crochet stitch into the next chain. I'll chain 3, skip 2, insert a single crochet stitch into the next stitch. So for this row, I'm going to be skipping two stitches all through as I work my way down. And then when I skip these next 2 stitches that I'm going to skip, I'm going to be inserting a shell into the 3rd point there. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. You know, skip 2, insert a single crochet stitch, chain 3, skip 2, insert another single crochet stitch, and then a shell comes next. So you're going to be skipping, what you're skipping all through is you're skipping 2 2 2, and then shells, right, the shell goes in, you skip 2 single crochet, 3 chains, single crochet, shell, single crochet, 3 chains, single crochet. Do that until we get to the end of the row, and I'll meet you up here at the end of the row. Okay, I just got to my last shell. I realize I have a stitch short because I'm supposed to skip 2 and have 1 left. So I'm just going to walk this way. So watch that, how to create an extra stitch if you missed a stitch. So when you pull through, you're pulling through just 1, and then you now pull through the remaining 2. This, you have automatically created an extra stitch down there. My next row is a fan row. Okay, so this is what the first row looks like. Looks a little all over the place, right? But the next row is a fan row. Okay, all right, so row 2 consists of because this was a shell row, so row 2 is going to be the fan row. Let's see what happens with that. So for the fan row, of course, we're going to be starting with a single crochet stitch. We'll chain 1, right? We'll start our double crochet stitches from the, we'll skip the first and the last double crochet stitches, and our fans are going to be inserted in the middle 5 rows. So double crochet stitch here in double crochet stitch 2 and chain, double crochet stitch in the next, chain, double crochet stitch in the next, chain, double crochet stitch in the next, chain, double crochet stitch in the 5th one. So you're supposed to have 5 of that. So 1 2 3 4 5 complete. You chain, and into the space, that chain 3 space, you insert a single crochet stitch and chain, and then continue double crochet stitch into the 5 middle stitches from the shell, separating them with chains. So just like I'm doing right now, double crochet stitch, chain, double crochet stitch, chain, until you have worked the 5 middle double crochet stitches from the previous shell. Okay, then you chain, single crochet stitch into the chain 3 space from the previous row, chain, and then another fan into the middle 5 double crochet stitches in the shell below. All right, so do that to the end. You should also end with a single crochet stitch. All right, so let's work this last set of stitches together. I'm just coming up I'm coming from my last fan right there. So I've chained 1. I'm gonna single crochet stitch into this, and then I'm gonna chain again, and then this is the last shell. So into this shell, like I said, my instruction is 5 fans with the using the 5 middle double crochet stitches. So that's number 3, this is number 4, this is number 5, and then I'm going to be chaining into that stitch right there. Okay, so this is row 2 done. All right, that's row 2. Now row 3 is the V stitch row. So this V stitch is alternated with single crochet stitches. So V stitches are long because I'm going to be using double crochet V stitches. So they're going to be, I'm going to be inserting them into the single crochet stitch point, and then I will insert a single crochet stitch in the fans, in the middle of the fan. Since these were long stitches, the short stitch goes here, the long stitches go here, short stitch here, long stitch here. So watch that. Now because I'm going to be inserting a double crochet stitch there, I'm going to chain up 3, 1 2 3 to represent that. So I chain up 3, and then I'm supposed to have 2 chains in between, yeah, between the V and the single crochet stitch. So my single crochet stitch goes in the middle stitch of the fan. So middle stitch of the fan, that's it, right? Then 3 chains, and then a V, which is a long stitch, is double crochet stitch separated by 2 chains, 2 double crochet stitches separated by 2 chains, then another 3 right there, and then single crochet stitch right here, 3 V stitch here separated by 2, right, 1, 2, 3, single crochet stitch in that middle stitch right there, 1, 2, 3, a V stitch right here separated by 2 chains, right, 3 chains, single crochet stitch over the fan, right, the middle stitch of the fan. So do that and meet me up here at the end. Okay, so yeah, we're at the end. So for this last, between the single crochet stitch and the last double crochet stitch, I have 2 chains there, and then I'm going to be inserting this last long stitch. So that is it, 3rd row done. Okay, now the 4th row is a shell row. Yeah, the shells are going to be going into the V stitches, and then over the single crochet stitches, we're going to be having just a, between those spaces we're going to be having single crochet stitches and chains. So watch this. So over this stitch, because we're going to be creating a shell into there, I'm going to be having half a shell. So 1, 2, 3. Half a shell consists of 3 double crochet stitches. So 2, and then there's 3 right here. Okay, so immediately into that chain space, I'm going to be having a single crochet stitch. I'm going to chain 3, put a single crochet stitch into the next chain space, and then immediately go perform the shell stitch. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Remember that the shell stitch is 7 double crochet stitches into the V stitch from the previous row. So immediately single crochet stitch here, chain 3, single crochet stitch into the next chain space, and then shell into your V. So shells in the V, and then the chain spaces before the V, you're going to be inserting single crochet stitches and separating them with 3 chains. So do that, meet me up here at the end. Okay, so we're coming up on the last sets of stitches. So here I'm going to immediately work the shell, which is 7 double crochet stitches, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. This is 7 right there. And then yeah, in here, starting with that single crochet stitch there, and then the next single crochet stitch and my half shell. So the half shell is going to go in the it's going to go in the 3rd chain from the root. So right here, this is where it's going to go. So 1, 2, and 3. So right after this, I have the fan row. Now that fan row is also going to be starting with a double crochet stitch. So I'm going to chain up 3 plus my extra 1, which is the chain space. Okay, and then I'm going to be inserting a double crochet stitch into the next double crochet stitch. Now because I'm skipping my last double crochet stitches, I'm not going to put anything in there. So when I chain, I'm coming straight into this space here to create a single crochet, right, and chain 1, skip that one right there, just the same way I worked the other fans. So I'm going to be working the fans into the middle 5 stitches, okay, and then placing a single crochet stitch in to the chain 3 space from the previous row. So that's what I'm going to be doing on this row throughout. So yep, I have the single crochet stitch right here, a chain 1, and then work the fan in the middle 5 stitches from the previous row, meaning my double crochet stitches on this row are separated by chains. So you go do that and then we'll meet up here at the end of the row. Okay, so we're coming up on our last shell. Okay, so I'm going to be working the fan, and yeah, I've just chained, so I'm going to be working the fan into the 5 middle stitches of the shell. So 2, this is 3, 4, and 5. That is done. I chain 1, insert a single crochet in here, chain 1, and then work the last half fan. Half a fan is going to be a double crochet stitch, a chain, and a double crochet stitch into that top third chain there. Okay, so this way, this is my 5th row completely done. Okay, all right, so row 6 consists of single crochet stitches and V stitches, right? The V stitches are going to be going in here, so I'm going to start with a single crochet stitch. So single crochet right here, right? I'll chain 2, put in a V stitch right here. Okay, I'll chain 3, 1, 2, 3, put in a single crochet into that top spot right there, chain 3, another V. The V stitch consists of double crochet stitch, 2 chains, and another double crochet stitch. Okay, so next is going to be a single crochet stitch. After chaining 3, I'm going to put it up here. So chain 3, V, chain 3, single crochet, chain 3, V, chain 3, single crochet until you get to the end, and I'll meet you up here. All right, so I'm coming up on the last sets of stitches. My V goes into that single crochet stitch from the previous row, chain 2, and then my last single crochet stitch is going to be happening after a chain 2. So because it was a fan stitch, so I'm going to be creating my single crochet stitch into that 3rd chain from the root. So yeah, this is it. Okay, and my next row, which is row 7, is a repetition of row 1. All right, repetition of row 1, which is shell stitches. Repetition of row 1, which is shell stitches. Yeah, so I'm going to be here to start that. This is the 6th row, which is the final. The pattern is in groups of 6 rows. So right after this row, which was the V row, the next row is this row 1. So 7 is 1, 8 will be 2, like that. So the first row here we're going to be repeating is the shell row. So single crochet again up here, and then shell in there, single crochet in here, shell there, single crochet here, shell there, like that. That's what we're going to be having for this row. All right, so and then you're going to be repeating that for as long as you want this particular dress to be. So I'm going to be working until I have about say 14 inches long, because this part right here is from the armpit downward. So I'm going to be working, I just want this 14-inch long dress, yeah, and then I'll show you the rest of the pattern at the end of that demonstration. So you keep working yours for as long as you want. You're supposed to have a long rectangle or a long square, whichever one that works for you. So see you here soon. Okay, so I've gotten a considerable length, so I'm just going to work the last sets. Okay, and we're ending this with the fan row. Okay, so 4 and 5, chain, single crochet into the chain 3 space, chain, double crochet into the second to the last stitch, chain, and then double crochet into the 3rd chain from the root. Okay, so that's the end of this particular demonstration. Okay, so I've gotten something, you know, long enough for me to work with for the measurements that I have. Okay, so yeah, that is it. Pattern done. As you can see, it's very beautiful. Yeah, it's got your V-stitch row, it's got the shell row, and it's also got the fan row. So that's it. Okay, that's it with this pattern. So I'm going to go onward to assemble the Rihanna dress. So that's going to be in a different video. So if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, go do so and stay tuned for the assembling of this dress. Bye.